Welcome to Open School, your go-to channel for all things educational. Today, we're embarking on a linguistic journey, exploring the essential elements of language, the parts of speech. Understanding these components is crucial, for they are the building blocks of English. They shape our communication and help us express our thoughts and ideas clearly. So, buckle up as we dive into the fascinating world of nouns, verbs, adjectives, and more. In the next few minutes, you will gain a deeper understanding of the parts of speech, which are the building blocks of English. The first part of speech we delve into are nouns. These are the building blocks of our sentences, the labels we assign to the world around us. Nouns can refer to people like John or teacher, places like Paris or school, things like apple or book, and even ideas or concepts such as love or freedom. Now, there are different types of nouns. Proper nouns are the specific names of people, places, or things like John, Paris, or Apple Inc. Common nouns are the general names for things like man, city, or company. Countable nouns are things we can count, like books, while uncountable nouns are things we can't count, like water or information. Each type of noun has its unique role in our language, helping us express ourselves more accurately and comprehensively. So remember, nouns are the names of people, places, things, or ideas. Moving on, we have pronouns. Pronouns are like the understudies of the grammar world, ready to step in when nouns need a break. They keep our sentences from sounding like broken records, repeating the same nouns again and again. There are several types of pronouns, each with their unique role. Personal pronouns such as he, she, or they stand in for people or things. Possessive pronouns like his, her, or their show ownership or possession. Reflexive pronouns including myself, herself, or itself are used when the subject and the object of a sentence are the same. Let's take a sentence as an example. John gave John's book to John himself. Sounds pretty repetitive, right? But with pronouns it becomes John gave his book to himself. Pronouns are quite handy, aren't they? They help us avoid unnecessary repetition in sentences. Next up, we have the action words, verbs. Now, verbs are the workhorses of the English language. They're the words that breathe life into our sentences by expressing actions, occurrences, or states of being. There are three main types of verbs: action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs. Action verbs are the ones you're probably most familiar with. They express physical or mental action, like run, think, eat, or dream. Linking verbs, on the other hand, don't show action. Instead, they connect the subject of a sentence to additional information about the subject. Examples are is, seem, and become. Lastly, we have helping verbs, also known as auxiliary verbs. These little helpers work with main verbs to create verb phrases like has been running or should go. So, you see, verbs are more than just action words. They're an essential part of our sentences, giving them meaning and context. So, verbs are our action heroes, showing us what is happening in a sentence. Let's add some color to our speech with adjectives. Now, what are adjectives? Adjectives are words that describe or modify other words, making our language more vivid and interesting. They give us more information about people, places, animals, things, or ideas. Picture this. Instead of saying, I have a car, what if you say, I have a sleek red sports car? The words sleek, red, and sports are adjectives, and they have painted a much more detailed picture of the car. Adjectives can describe qualities such as size, color, type, and many more characteristics. They can express opinions, measurements, shapes, sizes, age, color, material, and origin. It's important to note that adjectives always precede the noun or the pronoun they are describing. For example, in the sentence, she wore a beautiful dress. Beautiful is an adjective that modifies the noun dress. Adjectives, as you see, spice up our sentences by describing or modifying nouns. Adding more depth, we meet adverbs. These wonderful parts of speech, adverbs, are like the seasoning in our language soup. They sprinkle in additional information, modifying verbs, adjectives, or even other adverbs to give our sentences that extra zest. Imagine our English language as a plain piece of bread. It's fine on its own, but what if we want to make it tastier? That's where adverbs come in, like the butter on our bread. For instance, if we have the verb run and we add the adverb quickly, it becomes run quickly, giving us a clearer picture of the action. Similarly, adverbs can modify adjectives. Take the adjective beautiful. Now add the adverb very, and we have very beautiful, intensifying our description. So adverbs are like the spices that add flavor to our sentences, making them more detailed and expressive. Adverbs certainly add more detail, making our sentences more interesting and precise. The final parts of speech are prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Let's start with prepositions. Have you ever wondered how we relate different parts of a sentence to each other? That's where prepositions come in. They're like the glue that holds your sentence together. Prepositions often indicate location, direction, time, or manner. For instance, words like in, on, at, over, and through are all prepositions. They give us more information about the relationship between words and phrases, like the cat is on the mat. Here, on is the preposition linking the cat and the mat. Moving on, let's talk about conjunctions. They are the bridges that connect words, phrases, or clauses. Think of conjunctions as the linking words in your sentences. They can be coordinating like and, but, or, correlating like either, or, neither, nor, or subordinating like although, since, while. For example, in the sentence, I like apples and oranges, and is the conjunction linking apples and oranges. Lastly, we have interjections. These are words or phrases that express strong emotion or surprise. They're the exclamation points in our language. Words like wow, ouch, oh no, hooray are all examples of interjections. They're often used in dialogue or to express a character's reaction in stories. For example, if you just won a race, you might shout, hooray, I won. Here, hooray is an interjection expressing excitement. So just to recap, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections each play a unique role in our language. Prepositions show relationships between words and phrases, conjunctions connect different parts of a sentence, and interjections express strong emotions or surprise. These parts of speech may seem small, but they are mighty. They bring our sentences to life, adding depth, complexity, and richness to our language. Prepositions show relationships, conjunctions connect, and interjections express strong emotions. They add complexity and richness to our language. We've covered quite a bit today, haven't we? Our journey through the parts of speech has been enlightening and, I hope, valuable to your understanding of language. We started by diving into the world of nouns, those essential naming words that identify people, places, things, or ideas, like dog, city, book, or freedom. Remember, without nouns, we'd have no one, no place, and nothing to talk about. Next, we explored the realm of pronouns, those handy stand-ins for nouns. They help us avoid repetitiveness and keep our sentences fresh. Think of he, she, it, they, or we. They're like the stunt doubles of the language world, stepping in when the noun needs a break. And then there were verbs, the action words. Verbs put the do in our sentences, whether it's run, think, live, or create. They're the engine of our language, propelling our sentences forward. We then turned our attention to adjectives, those colorful descriptors that add detail and depth to our nouns. Words like beautiful, quick, loud, or mysterious. They paint vivid pictures in our minds, bringing our words to life. Not to be outdone, we met adverbs, the modifiers of verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. They tell us how, when, where, and to what extent something happens. Consider quickly, yesterday, here, or very. They're the seasoning in our language soup, adding just the right amount of flavor. Finally, we delved into prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Prepositions show relationships in time and space, like in, at, on. Conjunctions connect words, phrases, or clauses, think, and, but, or. And interjections, they're the emotional outbursts of our language, like ouch, wow, or uh-oh. Understanding these parts of speech is key to improving your language skills. They're the building blocks of communication, the nuts and bolts of expression. They help us to shape our thoughts, share our ideas, and connect with others. So, practice them, play with them, master them. Master these parts of speech, and you'll be well on your way to becoming a language expert. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Open School for more educational content. Until next time, keep learning.